The knife hovers over my daughter's 18th birthday cake, catching the light like a warning I should have heeded. My hand trembles slightly as 30 pairs of eyes watch, waiting for that perfect mother moment, the ceremonial first slice that would look just right on Instagram. Mom, wait. Tabitha's voice cuts through the party chatter. Something in her tone makes my skin prickle. I force my camera-ready smile to stay fixed. The one I've perfected over 20 years of marriage to Dalton. He stands behind me, his hand possessive on my waist, and I catch a whiff of unfamiliar perfume that definitely isn't mine. I have an announcement, Tabitha continues, her voice stronger now. The party guests lean in, expecting some cute teenage declaration about college plans or a boyfriend, but I know my daughter's face, every micro expression, every subtle tell. This is something else entirely. Before we cut this cake, I want to thank everyone for coming, especially, she pauses, her eyes finding someone in the crowd, especially my real family, who found me after all these years. The knife slips from my grip, clattering against the ceramic cake plate. The sound echoes through our suddenly silent living room. What are you talking about, sweetie? I manage to ask, but my voice sounds distant, like I'm underwater. Dalton's hand tightens on my waist. Not supportive, restraining. I found my biological parents, Tabitha announces, and they're here tonight. The room spins. Adoption? But that's impossible. I carried her. I have the stretch marks, the C-section scar, the memories of 27 hours of labor. I remember the weight of her in my arms, that first cry, the way she smelled. Honey, there must be some mistake, I say, reaching for her hand across the cake table. She pulls back like my touch might burn her. No mistake, Sadie. Dalton's voice comes from behind me, cool and controlled. Maybe we should continue this discussion privately, but Tabitha isn't finished. They told me everything about the fertility clinic, about what you did. Her eyes lock onto mine, filled with an accusation I don't understand. About who you really are. The party dissolves into whispers. I see Cameron, my closest friend, push through the crowd toward me, concern etched on her face. But before she reaches us, a couple I don't recognize steps forward. The woman has Tabitha's eyes. The man has her smile. The real one, not the camera-ready version she learned from me. I think, Dalton says smoothly, it's time we wrapped up this lovely party. His fingers dig into my side, steering me toward the kitchen. Sadie, darling, why don't you start getting the coffee ready? I've spent years translating Dalton's suggestions into commands, but something snaps inside me. Maybe it's the perfume still lingering in the air, or the stranger's smile on my daughter's face, or the way his fingers are leaving bruises on my skin. No, I plant my feet. I want answers, now. Now isn't the time for one of your scenes, he hisses in my ear. When is the time, Dalton, when you finish destroying everything I thought I knew? The words escape before I can stop them. The whispers around us cease. In 18 years of marriage, I've never challenged him publicly. His mask slips for just a second, and I glimpse something cold and alien beneath it. Then he smiles, all charm and concern. Sweetheart, you're upset. Let's get you somewhere quiet. But I'm not moving. I'm watching Tabitha embrace these strangers. Her real family, she called them. I'm watching my perfectly curated life crumble like the birthday cake I spent hours decorating. I remember every moment, I say, my voice rising. Every single moment of her birth. How is this possible? Memory is a funny thing, Dalton says quietly, especially when you've had help constructing it. The room tilts again, but this time it's not shock, it's rage. Pure, clarifying rage that burns through the fog of confusion. I turn to face him fully, shrugging off his grip. What did you do? He meets my eyes, and for the first time in our marriage, he doesn't try to soften the truth. What I had to do, what you made necessary. Behind him, I see Tabitha slip a folded paper into her pocket. She catches my eye, and in that moment, I realize she knows something I don't, something that could explain why my husband smells like another woman's perfume, why strangers have my daughter's smile, why 18 years of memories feel suddenly fragile as spun sugar. The knife still lies on the cake plate. I pick it up, and this time, my hand doesn't shake at all. The house feels wrong in the aftermath. Too quiet, too empty, like a stage after the audience has gone home. I sit at my kitchen island, staring at the half-eaten birthday cake, its carefully piped roses now collapsed and smeared. My phone buzzes for the 20th time. Cameron again. I let it ring. 3 hours since the party imploded. 2 hours since Tabitha left with those strangers. 1 hour since Dalton stormed out after I threw his clothes onto the front lawn. Now it's just me and the ruins of a life I thought I understood. I pick up the knife, still sticky with frosting, and study my reflection in its surface. The woman looking back seems familiar and foreign at once, like a photograph that's been subtly altered. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a text, not from Cameron, but from an unknown number. Check his office, third drawer down, behind the false back. You deserve to know. I read it 3 times, my heart pounding harder with each pass. The message disappears before my eyes. One of those vanishing texts Tabitha's always using. Dalton's office has always been off limits. Sacred space, he called it. Now I understand it was just another wall he built to keep me contained. The door isn't locked. He never thought he'd need to lock it against me. Inside, everything is meticulously organized, just like the life he constructed for us. Family photos line the walls. Tabitha's first steps, our wedding day, beach vacations where we all smiled on cue. I wonder how many of these moments were real. The third drawer sticks slightly when I pull it. Inside, everything is exactly where it should be. File folders labeled with his precise handwriting, spare phone chargers, extra business cards. But when I run my fingers along the back, I feel it, a slight gap where the wood doesn't quite meet. My hands shake as I pry the false back loose. Behind it, a thin manila envelope falls into my lap. "What are you doing in here?" I jump at Dalton's voice. He stands in the doorway, jacket still on, face flushed from whatever he's been doing for the past hour. "Finding out who I married," I say, clutching the envelope. He moves toward me with that fluid grace I once found so attractive. "Sadie, you're upset. You're not thinking clearly. Give me the envelope." "Like I gave you 18 years? Like I gave you my daughter? Our daughter." He reaches for the envelope, but I step back. "Everything I did was for us, for our family." "Was that your family's perfume I smelled earlier? The one you couldn't quite wash off before the party?" His face hardens. "You want to do this now? Fine. Let's talk about family. Let's talk about why I had to take such extreme measures in the first place. What's that supposed to mean? Your brother knew. Jalen figured it out, didn't he? That's why he—" "Don't you dare talk about my brother." The rage rises so fast it chokes me. He died trying to protect me from something. Was it you? Was it this? A phone rings. His private line, the one I'm never supposed to answer. His eyes flick to it automatically. "Go ahead," I say. "Answer it. It's probably your real family calling." Instead, he steps closer, his voice dropping to that soothing tone he uses when he wants to make me doubt myself. "Sweetheart, you're spiraling. Remember what happened last time? The doctors said, the doctors you hired, the ones who helped you make me believe whatever you wanted?" His silence is all the confirmation I need. "Get out," I whisper. "This is my house. Not anymore." I pull out my phone, thumb hovering over Cameron's number. Get out or I start making calls. To the police, to your partners, to everyone at that party who saw what happened. You don't want to do this, he says, but there's a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes. You don't want to know what's in that envelope. No, I don't, but I need to. We stand there, locked in a standoff, until another call lights up his phone. This time, when his eyes drift toward it, I see something I've never noticed before. Fear. He backs away slowly, straightening his jacket. This isn't over, Sadie. When you're ready to be reasonable, call me. The front door closes behind him with a quiet click. I wait until I hear his car start, then slide down against his desk, the envelope trembling in my hands. Through the window, I catch movement, a figure standing in the shadows of our neighbor's yard. Before I can make out who it is, they step into the light. It's Zoe, my old colleague from the firm I left when Dalton insisted I focus on family. She holds up her phone, showing me a message. It's the same text I received about the drawer. Rain drums against the coffee shop window as I slide into the booth across from Cameron. She pushes a steaming mug toward me without speaking, her eyes fixed on the manila envelope I've placed between us. You look like hell, she finally says. Turns out my whole life is a carefully constructed lie. It doesn't do much for the complexion. I wrap my hands around the mug, seeking warmth. I haven't slept since the party, since Zoe appeared in my yard like some harbinger of truth. Have you opened it? I shake my head. I needed, I don't know, a witness? Someone to tell me I'm not crazy? Cameron reaches across the table, her hand covering mine. You're not crazy, Sadie. You never were. Something in her tone makes me look up sharply. What do you know? She withdraws her hand, suddenly fascinated by her coffee. I've suspected things. About Dalton. About what happened with Jalen. And you never said anything? Would you have believed me? Her voice is gentle, but the truth stings. Every time anyone questioned Dalton, you defended him. Even after what happened with the medication, the episodes he said you had. My chest tightens. Those were real. I have the prescriptions. Prescribed by his friend, the doctor who conveniently retired last year and moved overseas. The coffee turns bitter in my mouth. I push it away, reaching for the envelope instead. I need to know. Whatever's in here, will you stay while I read it? She nods, and I break the seal. Inside, I find medical records, fertility clinic documents, bank statements, and photographs, so many photographs, of Tabitha as a newborn, but not in my arms, of a woman I don't recognize, holding her in a hospital room I've never seen. This can't be right, I whisper. I remember giving birth. I remember. What he wanted you to remember, Cameron says softly. What the drugs made you believe. My phone buzzes. A text from Tabitha. Meet me at the park. Our spot. Come alone. I start to stand, but Cameron grabs my wrist. Wait, there's something else you need to see. She pulls out her own phone, scrolling through emails. Zoe sent these last night. Financial records showing money moving from Dalton's accounts to a private trust. The beneficiary is listed as. A shadow falls across our table. I look up to find Dalton standing there, immaculate in his business suit despite the rain, having a nice chat. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Cameron, I believe you're needed at the office. Something about those files you've been accessing? The color drains from Cameron's face. She looks at me, then back at Dalton. You can't keep controlling everyone forever. Can I? He slides into the booth next to her, his movement casual but somehow threatening. How's your sister doing? Still struggling with those gambling debts? Cameron's hands clench into fists. I'm sorry, Sadie, she whispers, gathering her things. I tried to help, but. It's okay, I say. though nothing is okay. Go. After she leaves, Dalton reaches for the envelope. I snatch it back, clutching it to my chest. You know, he says conversationally, it's interesting how selective memory can be. For instance, I remember a woman so desperate for a child. She would have done anything, believed anything. Stop it. A woman who had already lost one baby, who couldn't bear to lose another. The world tilts. What did you say? Oh, his face shows mock concern. Did you forget about that too? The miscarriage before Tabitha? It was right after your brother's unfortunate accident. Such a difficult time for you. My head pounds as fragments of memory surface. Pain, blood, Dalton's voice saying everything would be all right if I just took the pills, just trusted him, just let him handle everything. I have to go, I say, standing so abruptly, I knock over my coffee. Tabitha's waiting. Is she? He looks at his own phone. Are you sure about that? I run from the coffee shop into the rain, my heart hammering. The park is only 2 blocks away. I have to reach her before... My phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Don't go to the park. It's not her. Meet me at Jalen's grave instead. Bring the envelope. I stand in the downpour, water soaking through my clothes. The envelope protected against my chest. 2 messages, 2 destinations, 1 chance to finally learn the truth. Through the coffee shop window, I see Dalton watching me, already on his phone. Whatever I decide, I have to decide now. Jalen's headstone stands stark against the gray sky, rain making the granite glisten like tears. I trace his name with trembling fingers, remembering the last time I saw him alive. How he'd tried to tell me something about Dalton, about the fertility clinic. How I'd refused to listen. I should have believed you, I whisper. He died trying to protect you. Zoe emerges from behind a nearby oak, her corporate polish replaced by practical rain gear. Just like I've been trying to do. By hiding in the shadows for years, by waiting until my daughter was gone to say something. I had to wait until I had proof. She gestures to the envelope I'm clutching, and until you were ready to see it. A twig snaps behind us. We both turn to see a man approaching, tall, broad-shouldered, with Tabitha's determined chin. This is Gareth, Zoe says. He's been helping me gather evidence. Evidence of what? But as soon as I look at him properly, I know. Those eyes, Tabitha's eyes. You're her father, her real father. He nods. Dalton stole my daughter, and he stole years of your life, too. How? The word comes out raw, desperate. The fertility clinic was a front, Zoe explains. Dalton and his partners were taking embryos from paying clients, implanting them in other women. The drugs, the therapy, it was all to make you believe Tabitha was biologically yours. But I remember false memories induced by carefully controlled medication. Gareth's voice is gentle. They did it to dozens of women. My wife was one of their donors. She died never knowing what happened to our embryos. The ground seems to shift beneath my feet. Zoe steadies me with a hand on my arm. Jalen figured it out. She continues. He was investigating the clinic's finances when he had his accident. I was his assistant at the accounting firm. After he died, I kept digging, but I had to be careful. Dalton's network runs deep. My phone buzzes. Another text from Tabitha. I show it to Zoe. Dalton has her phone. She confirms. But she's safe. She's with friends of mine. Why should I trust you? Because I have this. Gareth pulls out a folder. Inside are photos of a younger Dalton with various doctors, financial statements showing millions flowing through shell companies, and, my heart stops, medical records documenting my treatments. There's more, Zoe says. Cameron's been helping us, feeding us information. That's why Dalton threatened her today. He's getting desperate. A car door slams in the distance. Zoe tenses. We need to move. Dalton's people will be looking for you. I'm not going anywhere until I see Tabitha. Mom? I whirl around. Tabitha steps out from behind another headstone, her face pale but determined. She runs to me, and I pull her close, breathing in her familiar scent. I'm so sorry, she whispers. I didn't want to tell you like that at the party, but when I found out what he'd done to you, to all those women, how long have you known? A month. Gareth found me first. Then Zoe showed me the evidence. She pulls back, her eyes, his eyes, filled with tears. Dad, Dalton, he's been moving money around. I think he's planning to run. Another car door, closer this time, footsteps on wet grass. We need to go, Zoe insists. Now! Where? Somewhere safe, somewhere we can plan our next move. She hands me a burner phone. The evidence in that envelope isn't enough to bring him down, but combined with what Cameron's gathering from inside the firm, Cameron? A familiar voice cuts through the rain. I wouldn't count on her help anymore. Dalton emerges from the mist like a nightmare, Cameron beside him. Her face is streaked with tears. I'm sorry, she says again. He has my sister. Get in the car, Sadie. Dalton's voice is steel wrapped in silk. You too, Tabitha. This little rebellion has gone far enough. Tabitha grips my hand. Zoe and Gareth move to flank us. No, I say, and the word feels like freedom. We're done with your cars, your control, your lies. Think carefully about what you're doing. His hand moves toward his jacket pocket. About what you're risking. I already lost everything that mattered, I tell him. Now I'm taking it back. Lightning splits the sky, illuminating us all in harsh white light. The truth-tellers and the liars, the victims and the victimizers. All of us caught in this moment of reckoning. Thunder follows, and in its rumble, I make my choice. The safe house is a small apartment above a closed bookstore, smelling of dust and old paper. I sit at a scratched kitchen table, watching Tabitha sleep on the worn couch, while Zoe makes quiet calls in the corner. The burner phone feels heavy in my pocket, loaded with Cameron's last text. I can fix this. Trust me one more time. Thunder still rolls outside, like an echo of the chaos at the cemetery, of Dalton pulling out not a weapon, but a phone, showing us live footage of Cameron's sister being led into a car, of Cameron's broken apology as she chose her sister's safety over our truth, of Gareth creating a diversion that let us escape into Zoe's waiting car. Your daughter's strong, Gareth says, settling into the chair across from me. Like her mother. Which mother? The words come out sharper than intended. The one who's fighting for her now. He slides a photo across the table, a woman with Tabitha's smile. Rebecca would have loved knowing her daughter had you. Did she? I swallow hard. Did she know what the clinic was doing? No, we were desperate for a child, trying every treatment we could afford. When she died during the egg retrieval procedure, I thought our chance at a family died too. His voice roughens. Then last year, I found irregularities in the clinic's records, started connecting dots. Zoe joins us, her face grim. We have a problem. Cameron just accessed files showing major transfers from Dalton's accounts. He's liquidating everything. Running, I say, just like Tabitha suspected. Not without consequences. Gareth's hands clench. We have enough evidence. Evidence isn't enough. Zoe cuts in. We need someone on the inside, someone he still trusts. They both look at me. No. I stand so abruptly my chair scrapes the floor. I can't go back there, not after everything. Mom? Tabitha stirs on the couch. What's wrong? Before I can answer, all our phones buzz simultaneously. It's a video message. Cameron standing in Dalton's office, fear clear on her face. I did what you asked, she says to someone off screen. The transfers are complete. Now please, let my sister go. Dalton steps into frame, that familiar cold smile in place. Of course, right after you help me with one last thing. He looks directly into the camera. Sadie, darling, I know you're watching. Come home. Let's discuss this like rational adults. You have 2 hours before I start making calls. To the police about Gareth's breaking and entering, to the medical board about Zoe's stolen records, to social services about our unstable daughter. The video ends. Tabitha is fully awake now, her face pale but determined. He's bluffing, she says. He wouldn't risk exposure. He would, Zoe interrupts, because he knows the system will believe him, the respected businessman, over us. Unless, I pull out the burner phone, rereading Cameron's text. Unless we give him exactly what he wants. Mom, no. Listen to me. I grab Tabitha's hands. Your father, Gareth, has been gathering evidence for years. Zoe has the financial records. All we need is proof of Dalton's direct involvement. Proof I can get if he thinks he's won. It's too dangerous, Gareth protests. He's unstable. He's predictable, I correct. His ego, his need for control, I know how to play into them. I've been doing it for 18 years. My phone buzzes again. Another message from Cameron. Storage Unit 23B, password Jalen 1990. Hurry. She's still helping us, I realize. Even now, she's creating a backup plan. Zoe studies the message. That's near the office. If Cameron's managed to stash evidence there, then I need to get it before meeting Dalton. I turn to Tabitha. I need you to trust me. Can you do that? She hugs me fiercely. I never stopped. 2 hours, Zoe reminds us. Whatever we're doing, we need to move fast. I look around at these people. My daughter, her real father, my brother's former assistant, all brought together by one man's web of lies. Then I think of Cameron, still trapped in that web, trying to protect her sister while leaving us breadcrumbs to the truth. I'm going home, I announce, and for the first time, the words taste like victory instead of surrender. But first, we're going to make sure Dalton never controls anyone again. Lightning flashes outside, illuminating our reflections in the window. 4 people hunched over a kitchen table, planning to dismantle an empire built on stolen dreams. The storm isn't over. It's just beginning. Storage Unit 23B looms before me, its padlock glinting in the fluorescent light. My fingers tremble as I punch in Jalen's birth year. The lock clicks open. Inside, bankers' boxes line metal shelves, each labeled with Cameron's precise handwriting. Patient names, dates, financial records, everything we need to expose Dalton's operation, and everything that could destroy him. Looking for something specific? I whirl around. Cameron stands in the doorway, her business suit wrinkled, mascara smeared beneath her eyes. Your sister is safe. She steps inside, closing the door. Dalton's men are watching an empty apartment while she's on a plane to Vancouver. The video was recorded yesterday. I needed him to believe he still had leverage. She pulls a USB drive from her pocket. Everything's backed up, including what really happened to Jalen. My throat tightens. Tell me. Jalen found proof that Dalton was selling babies, matching wealthy donors with desperate mothers, playing God with people's lives. The night he died, he wasn't driving to the airport. He was coming to tell you. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, matching the static in my head. Dalton killed my brother. He arranged it, made it look like an accident, just like he arranged everything else in your life. She hands me the drive, including me. Ice spreads through my chest. What? He hired me to watch you. Report back if you ever started questioning things. Her laugh is bitter. He didn't count on me falling in love with your family, with Tabitha, with the person you could have been without his control. All these years, my hand finds a shelf for support. Were you ever really my friend? I became one. That's why I started gathering evidence, helping Zoe. Why I reached out to Gareth when I found the connection to Tabitha. My phone buzzes, 1 hour left until Dalton's deadline. He'll kill us all, I whisper. No. Cameron's voice hardens. He'll try, but first, he'll want to know what's in here. She gestures to the boxes. His ego won't let him destroy the evidence until he knows exactly what we have. So we give him what he wants. Let him think he's won. While wearing this, she produces a small recording device. Military grade, undetectable. Zoe's contact came through. I take it, feeling its weight, lighter than the secrets I've carried for years. There's something else you need to see. Cameron pulls out a folder. Medical records, not the fake ones Dalton created, the real ones, about your pregnancy, the one you lost. My hands shake as I open it. Dates, test results, doctor's notes, all in stark medical language that cuts through the fog of manufactured memories. It was real, I breathe. That baby was real. Yes, and after you lost it, when you were most vulnerable, that's when Dalton implemented his plan. The fertility treatments, the drugs, the therapy, all designed to make you accept Tabitha as your biological child. Why? Why go to such lengths? Because you were perfect, grieving, desperate for a child, with enough family money to fund his operation. And Tabitha, she hesitates. Tabitha was special, the perfect donor embryo, guaranteed to produce a child of exceptional intelligence and ability. He could have sold her to the highest bidder, but he wanted her for himself, his ultimate achievement. My phone buzzes again. Dalton's message is simple. Time's running out, darling. I have to go back, I say. Make him believe I'm broken, that I'll accept his version of the truth. He'll be expecting that. Cameron checks her watch, which is why we're going to give him exactly what he wants and everything he fears. She pulls out her phone, showing me a series of texts. My breath catches as I read them. Is this real? Very. The question is, are you ready to use it? I think of Jalen, driving through the night to save me, of Tabitha, brave enough to shatter our perfect illusion, of the baby I lost, the only child that was truly mine. I'm done being ready, I tell her. I'm done being careful. I'm done being his perfect, controlled wife. Good. She hands me a key. Because in 45 minutes, everything changes. No matter what happens in that house, no matter what he says or threatens, remember, you're not alone anymore. I slip the recording device into my bra, the USB drive into my shoe, and the key into my pocket. Each one a weapon, each one a truth. Cameron? I pause at the door. Thank you for becoming my friend for real. She smiles, sad and fierce. Go get your life back. I step out into the night, heading toward the house where my husband waits with his lies and his power and his carefully constructed world. Time to tear it all down. Our front door opens before I can reach for my key. Dalton stands in the warm light of our foyer, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, casual, as if this were any other evening. Welcome home, darling. He steps aside to let me in. Shall we have this conversation in my office? The house smells wrong, too clean, like evidence has been scrubbed away. I follow him down the familiar hallway, past photos I now know are carefully curated lies. The recording device feels hot against my skin. His office is exactly as I left it, except for one detail, a glass of whiskey on his desk, half empty. Dalton never drinks while handling business. He's nervous. Sit. He gestures to the chair across from his desk, the supplicant's position. Instead, I remain standing. Where's Cameron? Taking care of loose ends. He settles into his chair. Now, about your little adventure. Did you ever love me? The question surprises us both. Or was I just convenient? Something flickers across his face, almost like pain. Everything I did was for us, for our family. Our family? I laugh, the sound sharp as broken glass. Tell me about Rebecca. He stills. Who? Tabitha's real mother, the woman who died in your clinic. Was she convenient too? You're confused. He stands slowly. The medications, the stress. You're not thinking clearly. I'm thinking clearly for the first time in 18 years. I pull out my phone, playing the video Cameron showed me. On screen, a younger Dalton discusses acquisition costs with a doctor, while a nurse wheels an unconscious woman down a hallway. Where did you get that? The same place I got these. I drop the USB drive on his desk. Financial records, medical files, proof of what you did to those women, to me. His hand moves toward the desk drawer where he keeps his gun. I feel a thrill of fear, but keep talking. Jalen found out, didn't he? That's why you had him killed. My brother died trying to save me from you. Your brother was a drunk who crashed his own car. But his voice wavers. The police might disagree, especially when they see the brake line maintenance records Cameron found. He lunges for the drawer. I step back, heart pounding, as he pulls out the gun. Give me the drive, he says quietly. Or what? You'll shoot me? Add murder to your list of crimes? I'll do whatever's necessary to protect what I've built. The gun doesn't waver. Everything I did was for us, for Tabitha. No. My voice grows stronger. Everything you did was for you, your ego, your control, your perfect family illusion. An illusion you were happy to live in. He steps around the desk. You wanted that baby so badly, you would have believed anything, done anything. You're right. The admission stops him. I was broken after losing my baby, vulnerable, perfect for your scheme, but you made one mistake. Oh? You gave me Tabitha, and she's stronger than both of us. On cue, the security system chimes. Front door opening, multiple footsteps. What did you do? His eyes narrow. Nothing, just invited your other families over. The office door opens. 3 women enter, all around my age, all with the same haunted look I used to see in my mirror. Behind them stands Gareth, Zoe, and Tabitha. Meet your wives, Dalton, the ones whose babies you stole, the ones you drugged and manipulated, just like me. Mom, Tabitha's voice cracks. His gun. He won't use it. I step closer to him. Because in about 30 seconds, the police will arrive with search warrants for every property you own. Cameron's been very helpful, explaining exactly where to look. His hand shakes. You're bluffing. Like you bluffed about having her sister. Vancouver's lovely this time of year, by the way. Sirens wail in the distance, growing closer. It's over, I tell him softly. The perfect family, the perfect lie, all of it. He looks at each face in turn. The women he betrayed, the daughter he stole, the life he manufactured, and something breaks behind his eyes. The gun clatters to the floor. You were never supposed to wake up, he whispers. But I did. We all did. Police flood the house. Gareth moves to restrain Dalton while Zoe retrieves the gun. The other women huddle together, sharing stories, sharing strength. Tabitha runs to me, burying her face in my shoulder like she did as a child. Is it really over? I hold her close, breathing in the scent of her hair. My daughter, not by blood but by choice, by love, by truth. No, I say, watching as officers lead Dalton away. It's just beginning. Morning sunlight streams through Jalen's bedroom window, turning dust motes into floating stars. I run my fingers along his old desk, where case files now spread like fallen leaves. evidence of lives disrupted, families fractured, truth finally emerging. Found another one, Cameron says from the doorway, holding up a manila folder. A girl in Seattle. Her mother just reached out. How many now? 23 confirmed cases, more coming forward every day. I add the folder to our growing collection. After Dalton's arrest, his empire began crumbling like a sandcastle at high tide. Each wave reveals new secrets, new victims, new threads to unravel. Footsteps on the stairs, Tabitha and Gareth, returning from their morning coffee ritual. Their relationship is still new, tender as a spring seedling, but growing stronger each day. Mom, Tabitha holds out a paper cup. We brought you your usual. And something else. Gareth produces an envelope. From Rebecca's parents. My hands shake slightly as I open it. Inside is a photo of Rebecca at Tabitha's age. Same determined chin, same fierce eyes. With it, a note. Thank you for loving our granddaughter when we couldn't. They want to meet you, Tabitha says softly. All of us, actually. Before I can respond, my phone buzzes. A text from Zoe. Turn on the news, now. Cameron grabs the remote. The screen fills with Dalton's face, hollow-eyed in prison orange, as he's led into court. The headline scrolls, Fertility Clinic CEO pleads guilty, agrees to name accomplices. He's talking? Cameron breathes. Finally, because he knows what's in the last box, I say. They all turn to look at me. What last box? Gareth asks. I move to Jalen's closet, reaching for the false panel he showed me years ago, the one I'd forgotten until last night's dream brought it rushing back. Inside is a single recorder, dusty but intact. The night before he died, Jalen came to me. He was excited, said he had proof of something big. I was too medicated to understand, but he left this. My fingers shake as I press play. Jalen's voice fills the room, young, urgent, alive. Sadie, if you're hearing this, I got sloppy. Let them catch me. But you need to know, it goes deeper than Dalton. There's a whole network, judges, doctors, politicians. I'm meeting someone tonight who can blow it all open. If anything happens to me, look for... The recording cuts off in static. That's why they killed him, Cameron realizes. Not just to protect Dalton, to protect everyone, I finish. And now Dalton's naming names to save himself. Tabitha grabs my hand. Mom, this is bigger than we thought. Maybe we should stop. No, I squeeze her hand. Your uncle died trying to expose this. Those women lost their babies, their memories, their lives. We finish what Jalen started. It'll be dangerous, Gareth warns. Everything worth doing is. I look around at these people who've become my true family, forged not in blood or lies, but in shared purpose and hard-won truth. Besides, I'm not alone anymore. Cameron's already on her laptop, fingers flying. I can cross-reference Dalton's associates with adoption records, political donations. I'll call Zoe, Gareth says. Her contacts in the DA's office need to hear that recording. Tabitha hugs me fiercely. We're really doing this? We are. I kiss her forehead. For Rebecca, for Jalen, for every family they tried to erase. The morning sun catches the dust motes again, dancing like stars in Jalen's old room. I think of all the nights he spent here, piecing together a puzzle whose scope he barely glimpsed. Of all the nights I spent in a drugged haze, missing the truth right in front of me. No more missing, no more haze. Mom? Tabitha's voice pulls me back. What do we do first? I pick up the Seattle folder, add it to Jalen's files, and face my daughter. This miraculous girl who shattered my perfect illusion and helped me find my real strength. We do what I should have done 18 years ago, I tell her. We wake everyone up. Through the window, I watch the sun climb higher, burning away the morning mist. Somewhere in a courtroom, Dalton is spilling secrets. Somewhere in Vancouver, Cameron's sister is safe. Somewhere in Seattle, another mother is remembering her truth. And here, in my brother's room, surrounded by evidence and love and purpose, I'm finally fully awake.